Good morning and welcome to another fun episode of Daddykirbs Live here on Saturday morning on the Daddykirbs Farm channel. I am so excited to hang out with you guys for a little bit this morning. It's been a long, fun, busy week building this structure back here, and now we get to take a little break on Saturday morning to hang out and just relax and have some company. So, first things first, here on the Daddykirbs Farm, I believe that everyone has a story, and every story counts, which leads me to my pledge, the pledge that we pledge together, which is we put our hand on our chest and we sit up straight and we declare to the universe and to each other that my story counts because I count. Your story counts because you count. You are valuable just because you are you, and your story has value. All right, the sun's a little bright behind me. Beautiful. Let me make sure that's not on my lens. Sorry to black you out there for a second. Got a good crowd here. Amaponian, Karen, Kate, Wheatree, Alyssa, Haffy. Probably gonna miss somebody, I always do. Lots of good chat. Matthew's here. Alright. And Julie and Bubba Brazil. And Lynx, I missed you. And Edevaldo. Salubrious. Lots of people snuck in there. Bruce Wheeler. Nice. Bruce Wheeler from Georgia. How's the barn coming along? Well, you can see the structure behind me. We had 5 days of pretty much sun up to sundown building. Me and my boys and my wife, my daughter helped out some, and also on one day, Teo's overstepping on the gate. One day, one of my son's friends came over and spent some time and helped us. You can see those beams on the top right there. Those are kind of hard to put in place. They're heavy and they're up high, so he was here for that, giving us a little help. That was nice. All right. Sandra, hello. Yes, the barn's coming along. It looks, it's really, I can't even use any other word except that it's exciting. It's very exciting to have a structure going up after dreaming about it and talking about it for so long. Now it's finally happening. And I feel like it's happening pretty rapidly, considering that there's only a few of us out here working. Most of the time, it's only 2 or 3 people out here working. And the heat is really slowing us down. You know, I don't ever want to complain about the sunshine because I love it, but it is a lot easier to work long days when it's not bearing down on you. And it's been pretty warm. I think Tuesday, which was day 2 of the build, we were over 100 degrees. And most of the days, I think we've been slightly under 100 degrees. But yeah, it's been very good though, very good. I'm excited to see it coming along, and I'm really excited to be working alongside my boys and my daughter and my wife. My daughter likes to come out and see what she can do, so we've been giving her responsibilities of marking boards and running the boom equipment. That's the big machine. I don't think you can see it. Nope, you can't see it right now, but that that 5K telehandler machine that has the forklift on the front and the boom that goes out. She's been helping to run that and to keep us supplied with lumber and giving us a platform to stand on. So all along the way, pretty much all my kids have been there. Well, except one, the oldest, who's married with kids. She's got her own thing, and but maybe she'll bring the grandkids over at some point. All right. If I feel like I'm just kind of relaxing this morning, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kind of relaxing and hanging out with you guys. I don't have a huge list of things to go over and a specific agenda. I just want to spend this morning hanging out, reading your comments. We are going to give away. We're going to do one or the other. I'm going to let you guys choose. We'll see if we can figure out. I can't do it by applause because I can't hear you. But we're either going to give away another Boo Berry book written by my Aunt Brenda, or we're going to give away a package of Pruitt's tree resin. I use these products almost every day, probably every day, and I love them for natural deodorant, for putting on just topical skin treatment. In fact, on Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday, my nose, maybe it was Wednesday, my nose ended up burnt, even though I had put sun cream on. So when I'm out there working in the heat, I have my hat, I have a neck scarf, I have sunscreen on my face and ears, I have a long sleeve shirt and long pants and shoes, so I'm pretty much covered, and I put sunscreen on my hands. But that day in particular, I had apparently not put enough on my nose, and I got a little burn. So that night, I don't know if this is what it's supposed to be used for, but I thought, why not try it? I rubbed some of that on my nose, and by the next morning, it looked almost normal. Not quite as red and Rudolph-ish. Texan Life. Pick Eric 1. Good to see you. Good to see you, all of you. Trying to scroll through here. Oh, Lynx. Congratulations on the potential job offer for your husband. Shout out to patrons. I did forget that, didn't I? Yes, a big thank you to my moderators who are the best moderating team on YouTube. Also, a big thank you to my financial supporters, my patrons. Sometimes that's through PayPal, Patreon, and occasionally even checks in the mail. Thank you. You guys are helping to support this channel and everything it takes to keep it operating, keep it going. And big thank you to my followers, my subscribers and followers, because without you, I wouldn't have an audience and I'd just be sitting here talking to myself. Happy getting it started. The Barn Fund, $10. Thank you very much, Mr. Happy. Let's see what I can do here. Let me adjust myself. Whoa. I over-adjusted. Thank you, Happy. So that does remind me, last week you guys were so generous, several of you donating to the beverage fund, the drink fund, to keep us hydrated while we're working. And we took a trip to Costco, and we got several cases of different sports drinks, Gatorade and things like that. And also plenty of water. Mama Curbs has been making tea as well and bringing it out in bottles. So you guys absolutely did fund to fill the cooler. Thank you very much for that. Also, several of you mentioned last week about me getting a new memory card for my GoPro. And I got a very generous birthday gift in PayPal. Thank you. I'm not sure if that person would choose to be mentioned, so I'll not right now. But you guys pointed out that there are the micro SD cards that are 1 terabyte, which I find absolutely amazing. I chose to get half a terabyte, 512 gigs, simply because I couldn't find the terabyte card that had the data transfer speed that I was hoping for. So I got one that was half the size, but like 4 times the speed. So that's what I opted for. Thank you very much for that. I did get the one memory card, a cooler full of drinks, and also because you guys were so generous last week, I decided to go ahead and get some prescription sunglasses that I've been looking for. So that was a birthday gift. Thank you for helping out with that. I was kind of hoping they would be available while I was working, but I did order them online, so they're not here yet. Yes, Bubba, thank you. Take the time on the barn because we don't want anyone to get overheated. We are very cautious to make sure we sit in the shade. We have a fan out there, so if we choose to, we can sit in the shade with the fan on us, drinking our beverages. Also, anyone who's working with me knows that they have the freedom to take a break anytime they feel like they need it. I don't take a lot of breaks just because I don't like to take the break and then feel like I don't want to come back. So I keep the energy going by just pretty much staying out there all day. All right. Julie says we went from several 104-degree days to the 70s. Wow, what a switch. Jason French, good to see you. Trish, you need a bigger hat. Yeah, my boys are wearing the broad-rimmed hats. This is the hat I use, and I just don't. I don't typically like broad-rimmed hats. I do sometimes wear them, but not always. Do you know how to keep mockingbirds off of a car and from biting Josh? I don't. Josh is the little dog. Gosh, mockingbirds biting Josh. I don't. If anyone has any suggestions on how to keep the birds off the car and attacking the dogs, you stumped me there. I don't know what to do about that. Way off. I must be way off on my chat because you're talking about that throw. Let's see. I gotta scroll down and see what's going on here. Oh, another more cool drinks for war. A cook guy. I think you mean cool guy. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see here. Let's see if I can do any better. Let's see. Again. Silly me. Sometimes I'm right on. Sometimes not. Yeah, cool guy, not cook. And there's another one, Trish. You guys are awesome. Filling the cooler up again this week. I'm peeking because I want to see if I can adjust myself here. Again. I only have 5 more. Yeah, Shaskila, the barn really is shaping up. And put a fake cat on the car. Yeah, there you go. Or a big predator bird. When mockingbirds are attacking, they have a nest nearby and protecting their young. Huh. Come on, pears. You want a bumper crop. I don't have anything that's a bumper crop this year. We did okay with tomatoes, not awesome. The tomato plants that we planted up front in the 4-H garden, the plants themselves got absolutely massive, and I think that's because we had lots of good compost. The harvest, the tomato harvest, was a little less than I was hoping for, but I think it's just because the plant got so big and didn't need to put on as much fruit. Yeah, I need some practice. Sometimes I really have the throw down, but I think I need to adjust my body more this way. Oh, I'm sorry, Lynx. Putting a friend down, your pet friends. I understand that, and that's tough. Several comments there about the Greenstock vertical gardens. Do check them out if you need a place to grow food or flowers, if you want to do it just for fun, that requires less ground space. You can grow a lot in a very small footprint, and you can get started a little easier with my link and coupon code. And lots of people are taking advantage of that, and it's really fun to see when I can see in my admin view of my affiliate administration dashboard, I guess is what it is, through Greenstock, and I can see the number of people checking that site out and the number of people who are actually making accounts, and also those who are following through with a purchase. I can't see who you are, but I can see numbers, and I just think it's really fun to know that I am contributing to a small business like that, a family-owned business, helping them make a few sales and supporting their family, and also supporting the people who are purchasing those, because I'm having a lot of fun with mine, and I just like to believe hopefully people are having a lot of fun with theirs at their place too, growing food and flowers. We didn't decide, what are we giving away? Are we giving away the book this morning or the tree resin? Book or resin? Let's get some votes here. Yes, Karen bought the Greenstock. Says it was the best purchase she's made all year. It's a lot of fun, and you can see Karen's video if you want to see how she and her husband set that up. Cat just jumped on the table, in case you're wondering why the camera's wobbly. So they set that up in a video, and it was a lot of fun. Resin. Book. Book. First 1 to 5 votes wins. We have 2 books, 1 resin. And my Kai T. Resin. That's 3 resin, 2 books. What's it gonna be? I don't care. Kate just knows she's gonna have a spreadsheet one way or the other. Who can guess that cat's name right there? Anybody? 4 books, 4 resin. Uh-oh. Book. All right. Let's give the book away this morning. This is the book about my Aunt Brenda's. That was Maddie. You're right, Kate. The book about the blueberry farm that my Aunt Brenda owned, and this is written from the perspective of her grandkids, illustrated by a friend of my Aunt Brenda's. It is actually signed, which is cool, and so it's just a fun little story, fun illustrations, and something that you can read to your kids or grandkids, or for yourself. It's okay. It's a fun little book. Spreadsheet is ready. So anyone that uses the word blueberry will be added to the spreadsheet, and we'll give this book away at the end of this show. This is a live show giveaway. If you're watching this in replay, the book is already in the mail, hopefully. And this is what we do on Saturday mornings to make things a little more fun. Booberry. I want my booberry. Booberry is good. Yes. Hey, Tim. Good to see you. All right. Nice. Yeah. We have... lost my thought there. That happens sometimes. All right, everybody trying to get into that spreadsheet for the Booberry book. Next week, then, we'll give away the Pruitt's tree resin. Do check that out online because they have lots of great products. Like I said, I use them every day. I'll give a quick little bee update. And it's similar to a lot of the updates I give. They seem to be doing well. I have not inspected them this week because I've been so busy out here. But just observing the hives from the outside, they appear to be doing well. All right, Kate's not going to be here next week, so somebody else is going to have to keep up with that spreadsheet. We'll get Robert on the hook for that. Robert's out for his birthday today. Next week you can tell him happy birthday 1 week late, or you can go on and do it on Facebook in the family group or wherever. Kilted Gardener. I love me some Booberry. Sweet. So let me give you a little bit of drama, camera drama. So this has been set up in the same location for the barn build to get time lapse because I think it's really cool to see a project from beginning to end. And for the entire first day, which Monday, I had this running, and then because I have that large memory card, I shut it off at night, and then Tuesday morning set it back up and got it going again. And it was very hot, like I said, and I think that the camera overheated in the sun. Can you see me in there? I saw the reflection of the house. Got distracted. So it got very hot, and I'm pretty sure the camera got overheated and it threw an error. So I took the card inside to see if I can get all the data from Monday and half of Tuesday onto the computer so I could start over, and every bit of it was lost. I lost a day and a half of time-lapse footage because the camera had an error. So there's a little lesson there. If something is critical, run 2 cameras, because this one's been good for the most part, but occasionally there's a little glitch and I lose things. So the GoPro, there is lots of time-lapse footage, but that whole first day where we're standing up some of these tall middle pieces, gone. Is the barn on schedule? Not really. It depends on what schedule you are talking about, because I was really hoping to have the barn kit delivered and set up before June, because June, July, and August is when it's really hot here in Texas. And here we are in the middle of June still working on this. So no, it's not on schedule. However, if you're talking about the schedule of, I already knew when it was going to be delivered, like we already knew it was going to be late, and we knew we were going to have a late start because of the foundation getting finished. By that schedule, we're ahead, because I wasn't planning on getting the large machine, the lift machine, until Wednesday, and we actually bumped it up to Tuesday, and we got started lifting. I guess you did get to see some of that in the time lapse. I'm getting my days mixed up. But so we are at least a day ahead of schedule according to what I expected this week to be. So what we've done so far, and I've tried to keep you guys updated on Instagram and Facebook in the videos. Excuse me. We have all the main structure. Well, all the main structure is up. The porch is not on yet. The little, what do you call them? The knee braces, the little angled braces. Those are more than half of them are installed, so we need to do some more of those today. The purlins, which are the boards that run across the roof that you actually apply your decking boards to, those are about 1/4 of the way done, because there's the light. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 roof decks. One of those roof decks has purlins and deck boards. So all along the way, we've been working on keeping things level. And the way we're doing that is by adding braces. As we add one board, because each additional board adds additional strength. So as we add a board, we might be pushing post one way or the other to make sure it stays in line while we attach a new board. I'm not a construction expert of many, many, many years, so it's quite possible that my method is not conventional, but it's working. The building is, at least where we've been working, mostly on this side, is square and plumb, and it's looking very good. For construction, double the price and double the time of whatever they quote you. Yeah. Yeah, the GoPro, I just really, they're very rugged little cameras. I expected that the GoPro was going to be able to run out in the elements with no problem, but I guess even the GoPro, probably because it's black and it absorbs all the heat, no good. So what we ended up doing, my son did this, it was genius. So this is attached to, I have a little clip that this clips into, and it has a sticky pad, and it's stuck to the side of a ladder. That way I can put this up in the same position every day. And so what he did is he took a piece of sheet metal. It's probably a 2 foot by 1.5 foot wide sheet metal, and he put it on top of the ladder, and he put a wood clamp on it so it wouldn't blow away. And so now this is in the shade by that piece of metal, and it was genius, and it seems to be working out well. This ran all day yesterday. Yeah, Melissa says it's raining where you are. It's beautiful here. It is absolutely gorgeous right now. We have a little breeze. I'm sitting in the shade. It's very comfortable. I would already be out there working, but I want to spend this time with you guys. And my boys are sleeping. I think they need that. Hey, thank you, Happy. Yeah, I always try to find a balance with this, but there is a product that, for me, completely eliminated my chronic pain after 23 plus years. I lived with this pain, and now I don't. I'm able to get out here and work all day, every day with the boys, and hold my own and really go to sleep well, wake up refreshed with very little body sores. I have had little bits of soreness, but I think it's because of just muscles I haven't used a lot of. But that product really changed my life, because now I can do projects, hang out with the kids, and smile and laugh in ways that I hadn't before, because now I'm not in pain. If you're interested in that, do check out daddykirbs.com/mybestlife, or email me. If you want to ask questions specifically, email me at daddykirbslife@gmail.com, and I will be happy to answer those questions. Yeah, nothing's designed to work in that kind of heat. Happy, we It's funny you say I need to get a drone for some overhead footage. I think that's really cool, but I had a drone, and without my boys around to use it, it never got used because I couldn't fly it very well. And so the morning, son.
Morning, Pops.
So the drone ended up sitting and not ever being used. And a couple years ago, a young videographer did some work for me for my dad's funeral, and he used the drone, and he actually accepted the drone as payment for that video. So it was it was a good deal for him, and it was a good deal for me because the drone got used instead of sitting here being unused. Dunk it in your iced tea. Yeah. Ronald, good morning. Yeah, the book is being given away this morning. Blueberry. Yes, thank you, Kate. It is important to make that FDA statement that whenever I talk about that product and what it does for me, it is not approved, has not been tested and approved or whatever by the FDA, and not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure anything. However, it is scientifically proven. The one thing we can say is that that particular activator is proven to lower oxidative stress in the blood, which is the measurable amount of damage in the blood. And many conditions, diseases and conditions are associated with high levels of oxidative stress. So the part that we can't claim is what exactly will the results be after the oxidative stress is lower. But we can claim that your oxidative stress, I think the numbers are by 40% or more in 30 days. And that's a big reduction of damage in your blood. And once that happens, your body gets into a position to start helping itself. For me, it was chronic pain. For other people, like my brother, had gut pain relief from celiac disease. Another brother of mine had neuropathy in his feet, and that cleared up. You know, again, these are not guaranteed results. It's just something that potentially, whatever is going on in your body, there's a chance that your body can heal itself when you start reducing the amount of damage that's going on in your body. All right. Who had a chance to go check out Liz Zorob's podcast where she and Hugh and I had a conversation? I thought that was a lot of fun, and I would love for you guys to go check that out. Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it, the podcast? Yeah, thank you, Happy, for posting the link to my Patreon. The Patreon is not a place where people right now are getting extra content. It's really more of a platform for those who choose to help with the continuing the story. It's just a way to have that happen, every month. Someday, I hope to be better about posting things over there. All right, don't forget, you got to mention the Blueberry if you're going to get the book, the kids' book, written by my very talented Aunt Brenda. Lots of fun. What else we got? What else we got? The gardens, by the way, just so just to keep you up to date a little bit, the gardens are, you know, they're struggling a little bit in the heat, but the front garden, the 4-H garden, because we have the shade cloth on it, is still producing beautifully. Lots of peppers and cucumbers, and the tomato harvest, like I said, is mediocre. But we have, you know, just several things producing in that space. I really need to do a video showing you the fullness of that space before it goes away for the year. The main garden, still getting a few green beans out of that, and the onions are still growing. They're probably going to have to be pulled up pretty soon. But overall, even though I don't have a big bountiful garden for the year, I have enjoyed the garden space this year, both garden spaces, and they have produced some homegrown fruits and veggies. Fruit, if you consider the tomatoes a fruit, and peppers too, I guess. Oh well. The Luke update. You're probably going to get that by me alone this morning, because Luke is inside hooked up on a feed, and Mama Curbs is running around taking care of business. I don't know if she's joining us today. I have a chair set up for her just in case she chooses to. There's the empty seat, but I don't know if she's going to or not. But Luke is doing well. Is that the product Blake was talking about? I came on late. Oh, you guys are chatting between yourselves. Luke is doing really well, actually, right now. He every day looks forward to the routine of the day, which is to get up and get. He takes all his little gummy, you know, the different, what is it, the multivitamin and the probiotics and things that he eats with his gummy. Hey Brian, what are you doing? $20, thank you. Our garden first year at the new house has not been a great success, but it will be in the future. Every year is a learning experience with the gardens, and you're doing great things over there, Brian. If you guys, you should check out Building with Brian, his channel and his story on Facebook and Instagram. He has a great story, and he's building an addition onto his house, and that's part of his story right now. Let's see what we can do here. Hey, on the board. Nice. Yeah, Kate's talking about the vine borer. There's a lot of things I choose not to try to grow much of. The squash, the hollow vine squash, because the vine borer moth just really gets in there and tears it up. And half you got is Building with Brian's shirt. Awesome. Hey, I wanted to ask you, Brian, I saw that you painted, but I wasn't sure if at what stage I saw the photo. Did the exterior end up that blue color, or was that one layer in the process? Nice. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned this already, but as I'm doing the build, I am trying to record video with I have 3 things going on. I have the time lapse being shot by GoPro. I have my wife and daughter occasionally come out and shoot video with my main camera, the Lumix, and then also occasionally I will shoot a little bit with my phone while I'm out there. I am hoping to string all that together somehow and create a video of the barn build. Maybe it'll be several stage videos, like a day at a time or 2 days at a time or the whole first week. We'll see what kind of video. it's kind of difficult when you're a video creator and you just shoot a bunch of stuff and then you try to work it into a story. Sometimes that takes a lot of time. But if you go out and shoot intentionally for a story, then it's a lot easier. Well, this week I haven't been able to shoot intentionally for a story because I've been building the barn. And it's just been very difficult to keep up with both the camera, and I certainly haven't had any time to sit down and edit any video. It's interesting. I've been on the phone with the construction guys at Sand Creek Post and Beam, the company that supplied the barn, and they are very helpful, very kind. If I have a question about a certain board or a certain way things go together, they will answer those questions. And also, now they're following along with my story on Instagram and Facebook, and that way, you know, there's a little relationship going on there. Something ate your butternut squash? You started from seed? That is a bummer. Who's drinking tea and who's drinking coffee this morning? This is the tea hand, this is the coffee hand. What's in your cup this morning? Yeah, 50 plants and no squash. Now our neighbors, milk, building with Brian is drinking milk. Our neighbors are doing real well with squash. It's their first garden, first year. And I think what happens with the vine borers is that a brand new garden can get away with growing squash for a year or two. But as soon as they find you, it's all over. And they found me years ago. Wheat Tree's drinking tea. You can't see. Patrice's projects, drinking coffee. Coffee as usual for Kate. Jason French, coffee. Lots of coffee drinkers. Coffee first, then tea. That's the glare is bad on my phone. Geocache family. Salubrious coffee. Ronald, coffee with lots of ease. Becoming Texan. Cat's coffee. Enchanted Rock. Wow, that's a cool place to hang out. Herbal tea. That's Kamar's Cute Creations. First coffee first, then tea. Country Homestead Preacher. Coffee Texas Pecan. That's pretty good stuff. I don't drink coffee anymore, but that's pretty good stuff. Water. The coffee pot croaked. Oh no. That's Lisa. V8 Energy Pomegranate Blueberry. That's interesting. They put you on the map. I missed that one. Coffee, then tea. It looks like a lot of you are coffee drinkers that switch to tea later in the day. Tim, coffee. Stacy, coffee. Now iced tea. Liz, tea. So, in the UK, forgive me, I only have stereotypes to work from because I haven't been there. Tea seems to be normal, right? I mean, that's you guys drink tea. Is coffee also very normal in the mornings there? Those of you who are in the UK or who have lived there? Texan Life, coffee. Alyssa, coffee in her cup. Yeah, the barn is pretty in the morning light. Geocache family. It's really a fun space. Every step of the way I think, wow, this is just turning out to be more and more perfect in this location. I knew it was going to be a nice building just because the pictures and different things, but everyone that has come over, and there hasn't been a lot of people, but our neighbors and a friend that come over and look at this and they think it's perfect. It's perfect. We would never have been satisfied with a metal building. It would have been functional, but it just wouldn't have fit the farm like that is fitting in beautifully. Hey Ronald, 14 days to tobacco free. Cold turkey. Congratulations, my friend. I can't read. Goofy Minecraft. Coffee only. Yes, coffee is normal too. I figured it would be because it's kind of around the world, but I don't know. I'm not that well traveled. Someday I hope to make it to the UK. Liz and Hugh, both. I would love to come over and visit your garden spaces. Oh, Bubba Brazil, looking for a house in Kansas. I hope you find what you need, what you want. Goofy Minecraft says, I'm Texan. I drink coffee, water, vitamin water, or soda. I grew up in a place where we called soda pop. Not soda pop, just pop. And when I moved to the South, everyone called it soda, and it was weird. I thought it was weird. Yeah. The video lighting is kind of weird because it keeps going in and out, but this is a beautiful space right here on the corner of the house. Great access to Wi-Fi. I got chickens to my right. Chickens and roosters behind me. The barn. The cornhole board. Thank you, Liz. I want to go to the UK because they have Doctor Who there. Yeah. Yep. I can't say that I will absolutely make it to the UK, but I do hope to someday. There's a lot of places I'd like to make it to. My trip in 2016 to Norway was an icebreaker for me because I never really wanted to travel. I had been into Canada and down into Mexico a little bit, but for the most part, I hadn't ever been out of the United States. And silly me, I kind of was operating on the fear that the rest of the world hated us Americans, and they didn't want us out there. But my travels to Norway proved all of that to be wrong, and relieved me of those fears. And I feel very comfortable now someday traveling on to different places. I don't know where. I do hope to someday visit. I'd love to go to South America, to the UK, to different parts of other parts of Europe and Australia, all over. I just we'll see how that works out. I got a lot of things to take care of here, so the travels will be second, but maybe someday. Hey Fiona, you want everybody to see you? Come here, come here. Come here. Oh. Fiona likes to jump up on the table and hang out with me while I'm doing the live show. I'm pretty sure she doesn't love me holding her. But she does like being on the table. Okay, who's been following long enough to know this? How many cats do we have, and how many can you name? I'm really curious to read in the chat. How many do we have and how many can you name? Now, Kate has an advantage because she's actually been here and seen them and petted several of them. So she has an advantage. But I'm curious, who else has been following along to know how many cats and how are the names? Yep, that was Critter of the Day. Too many cats and now you know Fiona. That's right. And Fiona's story is that she was found, a friend of ours found Fiona in a dumpster or by a dumpster. I don't remember if it was in or by. And she was itty bitty and presumably discarded by somebody. And so she was rescued and ended up here, which we don't want any more rescues. Don't bring any more cats. But Fiona did find a place here, and she's fitting in beautifully. I have a lot, and you don't know the names. Yeah. Fiona and Maddie. Just to clarify, Maddie is, we spell it with a D, Maddie, because there are two black cats, one male, one female. Maddie is the female, and the male is Max. It's like Mad Max. The two black cats are Mad Max. Because in the movie Mad Max, they wear black leather and all that. That's why we did that. That's why I did that. So there's 3 cats, you know those. Something like 10 of them. Good guess. Can I do more honey spinning videos? Yes, when I have honey, I would love to. I just don't have honey that often. Yep, Maddie. So there's Max and Maddie, the 2 black cats. Fiona, our little calico, or whatever her color is called. Is that calico? I think it's calico. I do know all the names. Yes, in fact, I'm going to tell you guys all the names and describe them to you, and then we'll play this again, this game again later. So take notes. Okay, so you know Max and Maddie and Fiona. Those are the 2 black cats in the calico. And there are a total of 8 cats. And so that's 3. And then you guys know Pumpkin. Pumpkin's been around for a long time. He's been in videos, especially when he was younger. He was featured in some of the earlier gardening videos because he liked to play as I would dig in the garden. So there's Pumpkin. And now we have, that's 4. We have Ben. He's the sweetheart cat. Everyone loves Ben. He's the little orange tiger stripe. Excuse me. That's 5. And I got a picture of them. Then there's the gray cat, the big boy gray cat. He's the head honcho here on the farm. He took over. Pumpkin was the head cat, top dog. It's funny to say. But now it's Smokey. He's the gray cat. That's 6. Who am I missing? Oh, Annie. Annie is the little tortoiseshell cat. Sweet little cat. She's a little skittish, but she's sweet. And then the last one is Lulu. Lulu is our elusive cat. She leaves for days at a time and then comes back. She loves Mama Kirbs, and Mama Kirbs loves her, but she doesn't get along well with all the other cats, which is why I think she occupies the neighbors' porches and different spaces for a lot of the time. Yeah, most of those... Okay, so the video showed the barn cats. Some of the barn cats didn't stay. I can't remember which ones of these were barn cats and which ones were. I'm pretty sure Smokey was one of them. Yeah. I don't remember these things as well as my daughter does. So a lot of the barn cats that we got initially, some of them, I don't think we handled the time. When you get a barn cat, you're supposed to keep them contained for 2 weeks, I think. And I think we didn't do that real well, and some of them left. And then over the years, I think 2 of them have passed on. One of them, named Alex, he was a sweet cat, and we're pretty sure that maybe the neighbors were putting out poison and he got into that. No fun. I'm not accusing the neighbors, but people put rat poison out because there's rats, and he got sick and passed. All right. Fun game. All right, maybe we'll do that again and see who remembers all the cats. Right now there are 8, and I hope that that's all there are for a while, because we don't need any more cats. And we'll play the game with dogs another day. I'll just give you a heads up, we have had up to 7 dogs, and that number is down by 2 now. Drawing time. All right, so I give you 30 more seconds to get in on the Booberry book. All you have to do is say the word Booberry in the chat, and that will put you in the spreadsheet. And this is a book written by my Aunt Brenda and illustrated by a friend, and just a fun story. It's from the perspective of her grandkids on her blueberry farm in Florida. So Kate, wind up the spreadsheet. That's my best winding sound. And see who comes out the winner. Matthew Booberry. You guys, it's been a lot of fun sitting in the shade here on a Saturday morning, hanging out with you guys. It won't be but another hour, and I will be out there sweating once again, putting that barn together. Yep, just a few more minutes. The winner is Building with Brian. Yes. So I'll get this in the mail to you, Brian. This is something that it would be really fun for you to sit and read to your kiddos. Thank you so much for being here this morning, sharing your story. I do believe everyone has a story, and every story counts. Thank you so much for being a part of my story this morning and letting me be a part of yours. You guys are wonderful. And I'm just gonna, it's rigged. I'm scrolling through real quick to see what's going on before I sign out for good for the morning. Love you guys. Talk to you later.